Here we are back in action. Had to cut that video short. I got a call on my cell phone to go do a stick at a nursing home. I'm on call every day to go do nursing home blood draws. So here we are back together, continuing with this movement. That was a little bit of D5 for the mainspring barrel, putting that right in that bore, and we drop that in there like so. Give it a test. Looking good, working good. And then our mainspring bridge is going to go next, and we're going to put a little bit of that D5 here as well. Okay, come on. Oh, jeez. Dummy. Don't worry. It didn't go far. That ultrasonic cleaner and that professional grade solution puts a shine on these parts. Man, oh Shevitz. I gotta tell you, that's nice stuff. If anybody's thinking of servicing their own movements, you got to think about getting one of those, and the fairly expensive cleaners. I think it was $45 a gallon, and you need the rinse, the cleaner and the rinse. But let me tell you, the results you're going to get are pretty outstanding. When I've read reviews and seen some posts about them, I thought, how good could it be? A cheap, cheap as far as a professional goes, ultrasonic cleaner and professional grade cleaner and rinse. I'm convinced. Nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Outstanding. Should have done that a long time ago, but I'm stubborn. Alright, we're putting this mainspring bridge on. I like to put the screws in 1, 2, 3. Don't tighten them up right away. I like to get in there one at a time and then drive them home so everything is seated nicely. Come around here. Everything's working good on that end. Okay, our click is already serviced and lubricated. That's right in here. So we're going to drop in the ratchet wheel. Is that what we call that? Is that what that's called? That's what I'm calling it. A little schmutz on there, a little D5. I'm calling it the ratchet wheel. Why not? What else are you going to call it? No, I don't think we can do that yet. You know why? Because there's a gear that goes in there over top. You're right. If you remember correctly, on the last movement, we screwed that up. So, before we do that, let's get the keyless works together. I'm going to zoom out here. Yes, there's a gear that's going to fit in between that, if I remember correctly. Let's do the keyless works. Why not? I have a new, I'm replacing, let's see, what am I replacing? I replaced the cannon pinion. I'm going to replace this wheel and that wheel as well, and the, what would that be? The hour wheel that's going on top. I'm replacing that too. Because everything was pretty wore out on that, and we have a new, not a new plate, an old plate, and we're going to lubricate everything with some D5. D5? D5. No, not D5. Don't pay attention to me. 90-10. This is going to get 90-10. Although, let me rethink that. I'm going to put a little 90-10 right here. Are we in the shot? Okay, we're in the shot. Don't worry. That's going to get a schmutz of 90-10 as well. This pivot, that'll get some 90-10. And we have some here as well. There we go. Now let's get this keyless works together, and then maybe we'll break this down into a couple of parts like we did the last one. Probably zoom in a little better. Okay. The first wheel we're going to drop in part of the clutch assembly winding gear. Do you call that? I don't know. I guess it's a winding gear. And I'm going to put a we're going to put a little bit of 8200 on those. Engaging teeth, I guess you could call it. Little 8200. Let's get in the shot. Okay, come on. Things aren't cooperating today. I don't know why. But you see, I don't know the name of that gear. We'll worry about that later. And to keep things in place, we're going to put our stem in, the winding stem. Okay, let's put a little grease on that. 8200, and we're going to put a smear right in here. Put a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. Works. All right. Now we have this little guy. Let's get the good pickers. This little guy. I don't know what it's called, but I do know it goes right there. Okay? I still haven't learned the name of the parts, and I probably won't, and that's okay. I know where they go. I'm going to drop this in place. You can see how all that works together. That end is going to get a bit of 8200 as well. Are we in the shot? Close enough? Yes. 8200 there as well. Next thing, let's get that tall gear on there. The tall winding gear. I'm going to call it a tall winding gear. Why not? Just trying to manipulate it, turn it over. Let's call that tall winding gear. See? It's tall and it's a winding gear. Clock setting gear. Whatever. Everybody's probably laughing at me. That's okay. Laugh away. Next, the spring that's going to engage that lever like so. I'm just putting it in there loosely. I may have to pull this out of the shot. Let's see, can I get in there? Can I see anything? I'm going to hold that with my left finger so it doesn't fly out. And I'm going to take that and push it down. Look at that. It stayed. That's a wonderful thing. There's a good shot of that, how that goes. And then there's a little, what do we call it? What do you call this piece? I have no clue, but I know where it goes. So there's no stress. I want to engage those dowel pins first, and then we'll snap this part over. And you can see that is spring loaded. Let's get in the shot, people. There we go. Okay, that's all going to lay in there. And flathead screws hold that in place. Are we in the shot? Looks good. I'm not going to tighten those yet. I just put them in, get them started, then we drive them home. Wow, that was in the shot. Go figure. Hard to believe. Okay. Yeah, I think Lenny's going to be happy with this. He's going to be happy this thing's going to run good. Now, when I was saying earlier about snapping that piece in, this is going to snap in like that. And that's going to get a little 8200 as well, because that is a friction point. Do we have shot? Little 8200 on that. And then you can see how that mechanism, let's get in the shot, see how that mechanism works. Why isn't it moving? Oh boy. Did I put that in backwards? I bet I did. Here I am thinking I did it right. Here I am thinking I did that lever correctly, and I did not. So let's how many times have I done that? Let's get in the shot. Alright, here's what I gotta do. I gotta take that lever out and turn it upside proper way. I've done that before. I'll probably do it again. It's not the end of the world. No damage done. No panicking. No worries. It's part of the process. If I did this every day, all day, I probably wouldn't make that mistake, but I'm just tinkering. I'm not a genius. Never said I was. I just can't believe I did that again. Well, live and learn, people. And I'm sure people are watching this going, hey, dummy, you put that in upside down. Hey, dopey, you may want to rethink that. Okay, we're in the shot. That's hard to believe. We're going to turn that over. Look at that. I'll bet you it'll work splendidly now. Even fits better. Ay, ay, ay. Like I said, I just like to tinker. Don't worry, Lenny. No damage done. Okay. Back in. Start over. Do it again. I'm going to blame it on this microscope. How's that? I had nothing to do with it. I couldn't work around that microscope. My USB powered microscope. It wasn't my fault. Something was in the way. Don't worry. I take full responsibility. It happens. Can't be. Nothing can be so bad that it can't be undone and fixed. That's why we check things as we go. You would hate to have this all together and then test it after it's back in the case and go, hey, nothing works. That's because you didn't test it as you go. Lesson learned. And I don't know why I do that. It's like the third time I've done that. Second time I've done it for these videos, and I've done, I think I did another one in between, just tinkering with it, and I put it in upside down. Let's get in the shot so people see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Does it work? Oh yeah, splendid. It's actually nice and smooth, slick. Actually, no, it's not. This has to be snapped in. There it is. There you go. There's that little checkpoint. Time is it? 3:30. Looking good. Now, tall gear. Okay. Tall gear. Little winding gear. There's hand setting gear. I don't know what it's called. And I have a new. Alright, where'd it go? Okay. I had one. Here it is. Had it in another part of the world. This isn't new, but it's new to this movement. This little guy. The one that was all wore out on the last movement. It's got a little slop in there, but not as much as the other one, because I'm sure that part was rather old. And let's put a schmutz of oil on that. And we're going to test this. And then we're going to take a break and make this into another part, so we don't get too long-winded here. How's that look? That looks good. Like I said before, this is probably going to take some time. A few more explanations, describing more of what I'm doing. Okay. So there's our hand setting mechanism. 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes into this, so that's not bad. Gears are meshing nicely. Set's nice, although you can't accurately tell because I don't have the whole assembly done. but it's looking good so far. So we're going to stop this here. We're going to continue on the other side of this in our next video. Hopefully I can have this done for you tonight, but I can't guarantee it because you got to take the wife to dinner. So stay tuned.